Welcome to Subramani. I should be calling this the FAQ of retirement, the kind of questions which people ask. Will I be able to retire at 45? Will I be able to retire at 55? Will I be able to retire at 65? These are all questions, genuine questions, which I get asked at various points, and either at parties or in meetings or in some offices or by phone, email, right? Typically, the question is, what does the future hold for me? When will I be able to stop doing paid work? Do I need to do any work at all from a finance point of view? Or do I need to do any work at all from a social point of view? Because I am a loner and I'll get bored at home. There is not going to be much interaction. I've lost my wife. I'm a divorcee. My children have flown the nest, so I have no company. What should I do? Should I work just to keep myself busy, or should I do I still need to earn money to retire? What happens if my partner dies? What do I get? How do I look after myself? How much do I have to spend on work which she is doing? How much do I need to employ a person for? People don't have answers to this. How can I help my children to plan their lives? How much money, completely from a money point of view? Can I fund some expenses of my children or some expenses of my grandchildren? Another very important question: when should I give my money away? Should I give my money when I am 55, when I am 60, when I am 65, when I am 80, or only on my death? I do not know when to give away, because many people are today afraid, I think, that if they live till the age of 90 or 95, their kids will also be, say, 70 plus. So what is the point in giving it to the children then? Because it makes sense to give it to the children when they need it. And when would a person need it? When he is about 54, 55, when his children are coming up for higher education or marriage or things like that. That is the time when he needs a big chunk of money if he doesn't have it. If he has earned more than what his father can give him or what he had saved, then he doesn't need it, or she doesn't need it. However, not knowing when to give away the money is another thing which worries a lot of people, saying, I don't know, what should I do? Should I give it away to my son? Should I give it away to my daughter, or should I keep everything with myself? How do I know, Subra, that I will not run out of money, maybe at age 88 or 98 or whatever, and you won't be there to look after me, so look after my finances? So how do I do? So I said, I am anyway not there to look after your money. I can only broadly tell you what you are doing, whether it is right or wrong, and what is the final implication. You will know only when the event actually plays out, right? So what does one do? I mean, so the question really is, I'm driving well. Should I take my foot off the brake, or am I adequately well provided? I honestly do not have short answers for this, because each of those answers depend from person to person. I could have told you that you need 30 times your annual expenses, but somewhere I find that sometimes this 30 times is not sufficient. So if somebody had asked me this in year 2000, I would have said, oh, 25 lakhs is sufficient. And I suddenly find that by 2014, 2015, he runs out of that money in spite of having 30 times his annual expenses or 25 times his annual expenses. So is the solution having 40 times your annual expenses? No, the solution is understanding the withdrawal, right? How to withdraw money. You have created a mountain for your retirement, knowing how to withdraw, how much to withdraw, knowing the sequence of return risk. As soon as you retire, if the market hits a bad patch, which means you retired at the peak of the market was 52,000 when you retired, and then over the next 5 years it slid down to 40,000. You may have lost a lot of your capital in the next 5 years, and then there may not be sufficient time for it to recover, right? So if you have lost, say, 30% of your portfolio, for the market to recover out of the 70% that you have is not going to be easy, because that 70% which you have will have something in debt and maybe something in gold or real estate, whatever. So just their equity has got wiped out a bit, and that has to take a long time to recover. So you need your bucket theories of keeping the money separate you should start doing it by the time you're 54, 55, because you might retire at 60 or even earlier. It's time to start putting money away in small buckets of bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3, where bucket 1 meets your expenses for 4-5 years, bucket 2 meets your expenses for another 4-5 years, and then the balance in bucket number 3 where you're going to look at growth. If you have too much money in equity at the time of retirement and there is a poor sequence of returns, you will get ripped apart, right? I've done a video saying how a 55-year-old man had shifted all his money from mutual funds to brokerage account. Please remember, the brokerages recruit from the same banks with which you deal. So these bank employees know your portfolio, and by the time they go out, they know very well how much of money will walk with them. Largely, it is about an AUM transfer, not so much of the person transfer. He says, sir, I've got 50 clients and I can move 3 crores per client, so 150 crores I will be able to move. His salary or pricing depends on how much he thinks he can move and how much he moves, right? So be careful about all this. Asking these questions is fine, but you need to know the answers. And also remember, we do not know what return we will get. We do not know how long we will live. We do not know what is the rate of expense increase, which is called inflation. None of this we know. So we are playing a blind poker game. So you have to be very careful about how much money you're planning for. But asking these questions is not of great use unless you really want to hear the truth, which is hard work and some effort required to understand this. So if you come and tell me that your monthly expenses are 5 lakhs, I am going to tell you that which means your annual expenses are 60 lakhs, 30 times that is 18 crores. Right? If you don't like 18 crores, which is perfectly all right, then this 5 lakhs per month has to reduce. If you make this 5 lakhs into 1 lakh, then what happens is it is 12 lakhs per annum into 30 is 3.6. So instead of 18, you come to 3.6, which is 1/5 of 18, right? So then you say, oh, 3.6 I have. Then you have enough to spend 1 lakh a month, not 5 lakhs a month. 5 lakhs a month is what you're spending. You've got spoiled. I have no problem with people spending 5 lakhs a month or 1 lakh a month. If you are spending 5 lakhs, you need 18 crores. If you are spending 1 lakh, you need 3.6 crores. I do not care what is the breakup of your expenses, very, very broadly. So the question is when do people, so then what happens is when people look at all this, they tend to underspend during the early part of their retirement, worried that the money may not last. And by the time they are 70, their ability to spend goes down because their body does not allow them to go for long flights unless it's compulsory. So I normally see people taking all their Europe vacations, US vacations and all in that 60 to 70 age group. A person above 70 has to be pulled into it by the youngsters in the family saying, come, we will take care of you, don't worry. Insurance rates go up. So beyond 70, leisure foreign travel by Indians is reduced. I am not saying it is zero, but it is reduced. Because of two things. One is the insurance cost, and secondly the body itself not wanting to go on such long tours. So before you ask me these questions, ask yourself these questions. What is going to be your expense during retirement? Do you plan to leave any money for the children, and when do you want to give it? Do you want to give it away now? Do you want to give it away when you're 55, when you're 65, when you're 75? Or 85, or will you give the money to them as and when they ask, whenever they need, will you give? These are questions which only you can answer. You can ask me, but I will have to redirect you to saying, ask your wife, ask your children, what do you want to do? Because how long you live, none of us have an answer. Sorry. But for all the other questions, you have to find the answer. First find the questions, then find the answer. We will put it together, and then I can tell you what is to be done. Asking me, when should you give the money away? I can give you a framework what you should keep in mind, but actually when to give it away, you make your choice. Some people give it away only at death. Some people give it away when they are alive, saying, oh, my son is getting his daughter married, he's spending about 50 lakhs, so here is my contribution of 10 lakhs. That's also fine. That's a way of giving. But then you have to be worried whether there is partiality happening to people who don't have children, or somebody who does not have a daughter is not getting. make sure that that doesn't happen. Other than that, all these questions are very difficult to answer, right? Thank you. One thing which really surprises me is people who are retiring or about to retire, at least they should make cash flow plans. Lifelong, how much money you're going to need and where it is going to come from, some maturing national savings certificates or a maturing life insurance policy, or all those things. Just find out from where all that is going to happen, because during your working life, if you did not have a cash flow plan, that will work, but during your retirement, it will scare you to death, and you will keep on reducing your expenses or your cash flow, because somewhere you will read inflation is high, somewhere you will read that the market has crashed. I mean, we know how the market headlines are created, right? So all that will scare you. So having a proper retirement plan which shows from where your cash flow is going to come, keeping your debt portfolio in a different website, and keeping your equity portfolio in a different website, seeing from where your day-to-day expenses for the next 3 years, 5 years, 7 years, 10 years is going to come. Keeping on learning about all this will reduce panic. Otherwise, at the age of 70, you will panic saying, oh, my money is over, what should I do? Or at 80, you will panic. Each person has a different age at which the mind's ability to analyze complex data goes away. So be careful about all that while you're in retirement. It is one thing to have money. The second thing is to make sure that you know what that money will do for you. So every investment that you have, you should be able to understand. But if you are worried that your mental capability to handle complexity is reducing fast, go for a very, very simple portfolio. Only annuities, maybe one index fund, some bank fixed deposits, and a savings bank account. You don't need much beyond this, right? Thank you.